What's up, guys? As requested, I'm going to review the video called Everything Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Eats in a Day.
Hey everybody, Dwayne
That's a true man.
Johnson here, and my friends at Men's Health have asked me to talk about what I eat, so let's dig in. Here's what my current approach to eating looks like. If I
Looks like absolute junk food.
like it, well, I'm gonna eat it. I am a real creature of habit when it comes to my diet. I usually eat the same thing every day for days and weeks and months. It's very consistent, it's very boring. It's also extremely disciplined, and that's something that I picked up from my old man, who was a hardcore gym fanatic.
What he's basically implying is that his father abused him and taught him how to be disciplined, seeing as only a slave can be disciplined. Discipline basically means that you go against your body's needs and instinct. It's when you punish your own body, which is exactly what The Rock is doing.
He was one of the first professional wrestlers who had a bodybuilder's body. So he taught me very early on not to eat to please the tongue, but eat to nourish the body. He taught me that when I was 5.
Eat to nourish the body. We'll see about that.
That's probably why I need therapy. I do have specific approaches to
He really does need help, though. I know that it's supposed to be sarcastic, but for real.
counting macros. I have found over the years that the best strategies are often the ones that you never feel like you're hungry. There's a handful of chefs who I work with, and I have one advisory chef who speaks to them, who works very closely with my strength and conditioning coach, because I am in different locations often throughout the year around the world. So they work out all that math. They're much better and smarter at that than I am. I eat 6 meals a day, so I don't really have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Although I have breakfast, that's always my meal one, but everything else will fluctuate. My breakfast consists of...
It's typical for bodybuilders to eat 6 meals a day because of how much energy they use up and how much they damage their bodies. And of course, the more food you eat, the more you're going to age your body, which is one of the main reasons why bodybuilders always look so old.
Eggs, it consists of a meat, and that is either a bison or a steak. It also consists of oatmeal.
The meat and the eggs are very good, of course. The best food you could possibly eat as a bodybuilder, besides obviously eating your natural food, but from the slave food choices.
It could be brown rice cereal with a little bit of fruit. Usually it's either papaya, which I love papaya.
There's obviously no point in eating the seeds, but he's just a dumb slave who does whatever he's told to without thinking about it.
Yeah, or some blueberries, and that will be breakfast.
Disease-fighting antioxidants, that's what they write, seeing as they also have no clue what they're talking about. The stupid channel Men's Health is just a huge dumb business.
My second meal of the day, which usually I eat around 10, 11 o'clock, that's what I consider my lunch. Usually consists of complex carb, like a rice, as well as chicken breast. I'll have some greens. I'm eating that after.
Of course, he also eats greens for no reason at all, seeing as all greens are toxic. They are man-made. They don't even exist in nature. The ones that we eat nowadays are a little bit less toxic, which is why we can even stomach something like broccoli, which still is toxic because of the sulforaphane, goitrogens. The rice is, again, completely useless, absolute slave food, and it actually has arsenic, which is super toxic, obviously, needless to say. The only good thing is the meat, again, which he doesn't eat raw, which is strange because... a lot of the old school bodybuilders at least ate raw meat and eggs.
For my workout, and my dinner could consist of either a fish or a chicken or a buffalo or a steak. And again,
it's good that he eats so much meat. I'll give him that.
some sort of complex carbohydrate and a green.
Why all the greens all of the time? Who tells him to do that? Is he that stupid himself, or does he get told to eat toxic greens with indigestible fiber?
My go-to comfort food would have to be cheeseburger. Sometimes it's a double cheeseburger. I need some bacon on there.
But again, it's the meat cravings. The thing is, because he works out so much and he also eats so much, he is almost definitely gonna have a heart attack, probably pretty soon. Arnold Schwarzenegger also almost died a few times already, but he had heart surgeries. If it wasn't for these surgeons, he would be long dead.
I need some avocado. Starts with a good, big, fat-ass bun. French fries are important. Sweet potato fries, too, as well. And I need some sort of sweets.
Potato fries made with vegetable oils.
Sugar at the end of that. Usually some sort of cookies, maybe even a crumb cake. Yeah, those are my favorite ones.
He eats absolute junk food garbage. It doesn't really get much worse than this, with the exception of the cooked meat.
That's a great question. I never eat in the Iron Paradise, even though the gym is equipped for that. Every time I get in the Iron Paradise, it's time to rock and roll, it's time to train. My favorite carb is white rice or sweet potatoes. My sushi order, I like...
White rice has absolutely nothing, and sweet potatoes could have some minerals if you could eat them raw. And this sushi looks like a joke. It's basically only rice.
I like rolls, and I like fun rolls. I love getting like the turquoise blast roll. I mean, whatever the fun rolls are. Because
sushi is such a joke nowadays because it's simply full of farmed fish, especially salmon, which is very toxic.
Usually when I'm having my sushi, that's usually my cheat day. So I like to just go for it. I have a complicated relationship with bread. But it's...
Bread is essentially the worst thing you could possibly eat. Really, there's nothing much worse than bread. It only has fiber, sugar, a lot of pesticides, obviously, nowadays, and anti-nutrients. It's just nothing.
It's a wonderful relationship. I will try anything on bread. I believe bread goes with everything. Much like...
White bread is almost purely sugar. No micronutrients whatsoever. Absolute garbage.
Hell, I thought I was with women in high school. I went with all of them. Ooh. The best food smell in the world is something on an open flamed grill. I love that. If I had to choose one, go-to protein, buffalo. I bet you Helen Mirren could down a whole bunch of coconut banana pancakes with me. I just got a feeling. She's my kind of gal. Dwayne Johnson was an omelet. First we'll have some onions, some ground up buffalo or ground up sirloin. A little bit of bacon, we'll go in there. A little bit of avocado, a little bit of peanut butter. Don't judge me.
It's great that he's so much into meat, which is the only good thing about this video. But then again, he works out so incredibly much. It would be surprising if he said that he wants to eat broccoli all day long. It wouldn't make any sense at all.
My last meal on earth would be double dough pizza. One half of it pineapple and bacon, and the other half pepperoni.
Again, quite meat heavy. Of course, a pizza is mostly grain based.
So this is a great question. Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, being fit for longevity is my priority. And again,
was that sarcasm? Right. No, it has to be. Yeah, it's sarcasm.
It started way back when I was a little boy. My dad used to take me to the gym at 5 years old, and he used to tell me, you just sit and you watch, and that's what I did. And then when I started working...
Is he being serious? It has to be sarcasm, right? Because basically everybody understands that the more you work out, the quicker you're gonna die. You gotta eat more food. The more calories you eat, the sooner you die. Basically everybody understands. The more you lift, the more you deadlift or whatever he does, the sooner you're gonna die. Athletes die very, very early, and bodybuilders even earlier. Exercise in general always reduces your lifespan. Basically, everybody always used to understand this. It's as if nowadays all of these people came out of nowhere, such as him, who actually really believe that you lift for longevity. How does that in any way make sense? You can only lift to reduce your lifespan. The more you lift, the sooner you're gonna die. How do people not understand that? It's crazy, because I was sure that he's sarcastic, because in my reality, it doesn't make any sense, because this kind of thinking doesn't even, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. It's just hard for me to comprehend that somebody can still think this way, that somebody can be so stupid.
Working out on the weights. My dad was the one who started to expose me to the importance of training and doing my best to follow it.
What is the importance of training? Name one thing. I get that he wants to look this way for his film roles, seeing as he's not good looking, so the only way he's gonna get roles is by looking like a freak. But other than that, why do you train? There's no reason, right? It certainly isn't for your health, seeing as it's very unhealthy.
Very strict, regimented, disciplined diet. So that all came from my old man, and I apply that today.
What kind of a disciplined diet? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it, because he eats broccoli and seeds against his own will, which is a disciplined diet. Yeah, actually it makes sense, because naturally all that you would want to eat is meat, but I guess he was brainwashed into believing that he needs to eat some man-made green leaves and vegetables along with his food, which is the actual food, which is meat, even though it's cooked, whatever. I agree, his diet is disciplined. It's a typical slave diet, which has to be disciplined, yeah. such as a vegan diet also. You have to be disciplined to follow a vegan diet, seeing as it goes against your senses.
So my priority is longevity.
You're a joke. Most people would think that you're being sarcastic. Jesus.
Do I ever eat in bed? I do eat in bed. Just not food.
I assume that I understand what he was trying to say there at the end, but realistically, most women are not going to only find him unattractive, but actually really disgusting. And in general, the more you work out, the more unnatural you're going to look like. And the only way you're going to be attractive is if you look natural. Trying to change your body by going to the gym, which means that you're not pleased with your natural body, is of course not going to be appealing to women. Purely mentally, they're going to think that you're pathetic, but also of course physically, because you're so unsatisfied with your body. And I understand why he is and why he tries to compensate. Overall, he has a terrible influence on men nowadays. They're going to believe that they need to get tattoos all over their bodies, shave their head if they have hair loss, and work out to try to compensate for an ugly face or for being short. Of course, all that you're going to achieve is an older looking body, which is very unattractive. Thanks for watching.